Everyone, we are back today. Finally, continue working on the costumes. So I have these kind of laid out already. Excuse my pajama; it is cold out here. But of course, my cat's gonna help me like always. Let's see, he's helping. Um, so I already set this up. So pretty much the same idea as when you were making the pants. So just spread it out straight this way like that. Yep, like that. See, he's helping. He's trying to. So just gonna flatten it. Yep, make sure he's making sure it's flat. Good boy. So we're gonna do the same concept, except instead of laying out the pants, we're gonna lay out the shirt instead. So this shirt, it works out for me. You guys who are, you're wearing bigger size clothes, then you're gonna have to get more. But for me, it works out perfectly in terms of width, so I don't have to work with much. Of course, give yourself an extra inch of room on the bottom, like that. And then just scoot it up to there. Lay it as flat as you can, like that. Yep, looks about right. So this will be your patterns right here. This is the arm, and this is another arm. This is your pattern. Feel free to pin it if it helps you. I don't like to pin because it takes too long. So I'm just going to go on and cut it from here. So this is going to be my thing. Make sure you stretch it out pretty good. I'm going to give it an extra 1/8 of an inch, I think. Whatever it is. So I'm going to cut it like that, and then make sure to flatten it as you cut it, like so. And then you feel free to move it up to where the seam is, so that way you get more of an accurate types of stuff. See, so I'm going to assume it's like around here. So feel free to cut it right across if it helps you any better. Like that. Yep. Good job, Noki. You're very helpful, buddy. Like that. So see how it just follows the pattern. So now what you do is go ahead and cut this side right here. And you don't have to, but I'm going to do it anyways, just because, for the sake of the pattern. So now what you're going to do, instead of, you can feel free to trace it all around if you like to, but for me, in my case, I'm going to do this. I am going to fold it right over because it is the same size on the other side. So I'm going to do that instead. Fold it in half and just cut it from here. That way I'll get an accurate types of patterns. And instead of following the thing, I'm going to give myself more rooms on the sleeves, where my armpit area is, because I like to move around freely. Remember, this is the lazy way, okay? This is not the accurate way. Don't go and quote me on any of this stuff, because this is a lazy way. Lazy way of doing costumes. Right, Noki? Yeah. He's actually behaving today. I'm surprised. Very surprised. But anyways. So, you got that. And feel free to cut it in a little more so you know where the collar area is. Like so. So, yep, here is your shirt pattern. You guys see it? Let me see if I can spin it this way so you can see better. There we go. That's your shirt pattern. Right, Noki? Yeah. So now what you're going to do is really simple. Take one sheet, fold it in half, cut that, and you get yourself an open shirt area. So I'm going to do that right now. Just determine where your front piece is, and then just cut that in half. So see how I fold that in half? And then I just cut. There we go. That works. You don't mind it too much because later we're going to do something else with the thing. So, yep, there's your bodice area right here. So I'm sure it's going to fit because this guy fits me. So throw that aside and you get yourself the front part. Gonna fold it for now. Now I'm going to try and find myself some sleeves. Hopefully it will fit because I'm lacking in fabrics right now. So let me find my little measuring tape here. Okay, so where you want to measure is probably over here, just in case. Can you see, like right here? Just look at your shirt you're wearing right now and see what the seam is, and just put that there. Stretch it out and look to where the number is, or where you want it to be. I'm gonna, shoot, I don't have a reference photo, but I'm gonna say about, if you want long sleeves, about 20, like right here, where your little hand thing ends. 22 for me, apparently. And look at that, I have just enough, so yay. Yay, me! Okay, let me check my reference really quick. See how long my sleeve needs to be, but I doubt it's any longer than that because that's pretty long already. Put on some elevator music. Let's see. Yep, it's about like here, and I mean you can roll it up if you want to, so feel free to give yourself some extra if you want to, like the legit roll of the sleeves. In my case, I don't know, like 22 is pretty long for me already. Let's see. If I really stretch it, it'll be like 25. I'm just gonna do 22. Ooh, wait, nope. Maybe, just maybe. Let me see here. Let's see. 22 is about here, my arm. If I give myself extra. I would say 24 for me, maybe. Yep, 24. That's my final answer. Oh, I have plenty of fabric. I'm so happy. I was afraid I'm gonna not have enough. So, this is gonna be my little sleeves here. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna cut it in half. What are you doing, Noki? Cause trouble? Oh. Just flick his tail in my face again. Silly cat. What are you doing over there? Cut. Okay. So now you get these two sheets cut up. Fold them in the right side in, like so. And then I mean, you put it against your arm here. It is pretty big and loose, but once you sew it together, it won't be too bad. So feel free to skip it down a little bit if you like, but I'm gonna see how it goes for me. Hey, what are you doing? You kick my hand? Exercise? Exercise? Oh, just kidding. Let go. Just kidding. Okay. Ugh, you won't let go of my hand. Look. Let go. Come on. Let go of my hand. Oh no. Okay. Anyways, so you bring these two together like that. Make sure they're facing the right way, okay? Both of the folded side must be same way here. So that's gonna be it. Now you take your previously cut thing and kind of like the same concept as the kimono piece. You're gonna take this, fold it in half. Whoa, just jumped on the chair. Like that. And instead of like kimono, I don't know, is there any good way to show? Hey, stop that. Stop it. Get down. Okay, so this is the top folded part, which is going to be right here along this line. I'm stepping on my own tail. Okay. This is your sleeves, and this is your shirt. And this is where your arm's going to be. So find this, like so, and put it right over the arm at an angle. Like that. Remember, feel free to give yourself plenty of room if you want to. It depends on how comfortable you want to feel around this area. So, for my case, I think I'm going to make it a little bigger. So, put on a little more, like that. Yeah, like that, see? Looks pretty good. So, on the top here, you want to match it to the top of this. You see it? match the top of this. And then we'll put it at an angle. And feel free to scoot out if you want to. Then you cut it along this line. Cut it next to the line if you could. And then give yourself some room down here, about 1/8 of an inch for the sewing part. And then just go straight down that way. There we go. Got it. See? Not simple. Feel free to trim this to make sure it's even. There we go. Okay. Got myself the top part and 2 little sleeves. I think it'll fit. I'm not sure. We'll see once I sew it together. So that's that. He's trying to catch it. That's my top part right there. This is the sewn together pants that we were working on in the previous video. This is how it looks like after we sew it together. So, looks pretty good, right? Yeah. No, leave my pants alone, cat. There we go. So, all goes well, it should work out. If not, we'll see what happens. So, that's that. I'm gonna have to sew together this first and see how I'm gonna continue, because the collar part is different. I can't see what I'm talking. Because there's also the collar part that you need to work on, and then of course the sleeves, and then we could probably Velcro the middle, because I Velcro everything. It just makes changing so much easier at conventions. So we're gonna Velcro the middle part, and then just add in zipper, like fake zippers, as if it's real zippers. But instead I'm just gonna like rip it, you know. That's the idea. So this extra piece is probably gonna be all the little details that we're gonna put in there. I'm also working on the logo in the back. I decided to go with the manga logo instead of the anime version, because the anime version is really simple. I kind of like the manga version a bit better, so that's what I'm going for. So I'll be painting that probably. It's really easy. Just print out the logo and then find yourself some fleece material, fabric, or some sort of like, I don't know, any type of fleece would work. Then just cut the circle and then design around it. And then after that, just embroider it on. Is it called embroidery? No. I forgot that term, but you should pretty much just sew it on there. It's pretty easy. So, I will see you in the next segment, which is our Hakama pants. Okay? Okay, everybody. This is going to be the Hakama pants. And the reason I put the camera so low right now, because I have to show you how I go about starting this. So this is the fabric that I found at Walmart. I had to actually go buy a new one because, unfortunately, they still have it. Because I couldn't find my own one, of course. So, this is pretty simple. I'm going to show you what to do later. But first thing first, you need to measure how tall you are and where you determine to cut the first piece, as well as the... So we'll be working leg by leg. Okay, ready? Oh, and I stepped on my cat. Oops. Alright, here we go. So this is the long way, right? All the fabrics in the long piece. So first you need to do is, of course, this is your strong point, like I said. And I'm gonna, again, fortunately I'm small and tiny, so I can actually use one, pretty much the what is it, the horizontal part of it, as one leg. But if you're bigger, you probably have to use the whole sheet, which is like that big. And I know it sounds crazy, but that's how big a Hakama pants is usually. I'm just being lazy, and this is actually quite tiny for the Hakama pants. So we're just gonna work with what we have. So let's see. This is the end here. The end here. I'm gonna scoot back here. Got my scissor. Scoot back so I can show you how I go about doing this. You need to measure to the bottom of your feet where you want your ending to be. Remember to leave yourself some room. So I think Kenshin's pants is right at the angle, but I'm not sure. So I'm gonna check right now. So Here you go. This is his pants. It's gonna be right at the ankle, so that's where we're gonna determine where we're gonna cut ours as well. So ankle. And I'm gonna leave a little extra for my seams. So ankle's right there. I'm gonna go down a little more. So about here is right. So you see where the stomach area is. Go ahead and just cut it right across where you want to tie your pants. So usually they're around here. So what you do is, okay, I'm gonna show you not a lazy way, okay? With cotton fabric, where they're not stretchy, you can go ahead and nip like a little bit. You've probably seen people do this in starches, so you only need to nip a little bit. And what you do is you just nip it. Yep, lazy. That's one. Now what you're gonna need to do is take the other side. Remember, strong points is where these little, you see this little fuzzy area? Yeah, you need to measure that, like so. Like that. And match it to this. Match it to the other end, so it'll be like double sheets. Yep. Make sure it's even. Save where that part is. Nip it right where it was. I'm going to say go down at least like 1 inch, so that way you get that perfect mark. So, previous sheet right here. I'm going to put that on my arm here. Ooh, I feel pretty. So here's your newly cut one, and you're just going to rip it, okay? Ready? 1, 2, 3. There you go. So that's your 2 pants right there. When you go back, see? Perfect. Pants. So then when this is going to be one leg, and then this is going to be the other leg. I know it sounds very confusing right now, but yes. Okay, so let me move this down so I can show you how to start on that, okay? Just hope my cat will leave me alone. Leave me alone, cat. You gonna leave me alone? No? It's going crazy. Anyways, find your right side and make sure it's inside when you fold them. I know, one thing about this though, usually it goes in a straight line, it should. But it leaves you a bunch of like strings and stuff that attach to you, so you need to get rid of those or give it to your cat. So, go ahead and fold them in half again. This is very, very simple. I promise. Usually. Shouldn't be hard. Shouldn't. Yep, so that's one leg. Then you need to find the other leg. Remember, find the right side and make sure it's inside. And then you put it right on top. Don't worry about it being, uneven on the bottom, because really no one's going to stare at the bottom of your feet and be like, that's not even. Let me take out the tape measuring and, tape measure and just measure and make sure everything's even. At least I won't do that to you. Don't worry. So, now you got the legs right on top of each other. Make sure the 2 folded sides over here, and then the 4 fuzzy sides over here. So what you need to do now is determine where you want your little crotch area to be. And that usually involves your pants. So find the pants. Which is this again. Just fold it in half like you always do. The main thing is to determine how big you want it, but usually with these, it's pretty low down, so just kind of measure and guess it. So I'm gonna actually measure from my Well, here, I can't see, darn it. Here, so from where your stomach is, measure it down to where you want it to end. So I'm probably going to be at 18. So with the number that you determine where you want it, just lay it like this. You don't need it big. It's just a little tiny bit is all you need. Yep, just like that. So cut a little bit, not too much. Like about an inch in maybe. And then just curve like wherever. Seriously, wherever. As long as it's within that range of your pants. So now that you've got 4 pieces cut in this direction, or whatever piece. Right, Noki? Right? Good boy. So what you're going to do now is flip one sheet. Remember, this is 4 sheets together. Flip the top one out, and then flip the bottom one out or away, or in, whatever you want to do. As long as it's out away. That leaves the 2 middle part. Thank you, sir. Leave the 2 middle parts here. That's when you go. Remember, pants, they have one side like shorter than the other. This is the 2 that you're going to have a little deeper than the other. So this is going to go in another ½ an inch or so. But don't cut it. Make sure you stay where this end is, because that's where, when you sew, that's where your ending point is going to be. There we go. So that's it. You can get off now. You can get off now. You gonna get off? No. No, don't do that. No. No. Give it back. Silly cat. Anyways. Alright, now I'm gonna unfold it. Oh, lucky. So. Stop it. So you're just gonna take each of the sheet and match the ending to each other. Like so. That's one. And the other one's the same thing here. Like that, I think. Yep, that should be good. Then this should be the other end. Right here. Whee. Yep. So this is the 2, literally the 2 pants here, like one on each leg. See, like that. You're silly. Go away. Go away. Good. So when you sew it, pretty much you sew these 2 together, these bottom 2 together, and then finally you sew the end here to the bottom line, and then you should be good. And I'll be right back to show you what it looks like, and we'll continue on to the next part. I just got this sewn together, so let me just show you really quick so I can continue on to the next one. Pretty much I took the 2 crotch pieces and sewed them together, so like that. That's one. And then that's probably the front. I know, it's such a horrible sewer. But see, so now you get, this is what it looks like. It's like this huge piece of fabric. And here's the front, here's the back. So now what you do is, you open them this way. Still, wrong side out, okay? In half. Make sure the 2 lines that you just sewed together matches each other, like that. And you open them and they should look something like this. And what you're going to do now is you can actually sew this part together. Like that. Oh, I can't see it, huh? Darn. See? So this is going to be the crotch part. It's so weird talking between this. But anyway, you're going to sew these lines together, and I'll be right back to show you what it looks like, okay? Okay, I got it sewn together, and it looks a bit like this. Looks like I just gained a lot of weight. But, now you get that done, what you do is actually, I'll show you right now what it looks like once you get it done and sewn together and blah blah blah. If you try it out, I know it's gonna look huge. Put your feet in there, put your feet in the other ones. It's fun. Should look something like that. Then with your pants like that. See? There you go. That's what it should look like. I'm serious. Now I'll show you how to go about doing the other parts, okay? But other than that, for now, this is what it's gonna look like. And we can take that out good. So that's your Hakama pants so far. So fold it so it's flat like this. And let me put it on the floor here. Move this down for you. Okay. Okay, so it looks like that, right? Here, closer. There we go. Looks like that. Make sure you fold it flat. And this looks like the back of the pants. So I guess I put it on wrong. So flip it to the front here. This is the front. So after you flatten it, even it out, all that good stuff, what you need to do is fold it in half. So put your hand right here, so that way you don't mess up the little folds. Like so. Yep, just like that. And make sure this is even. Everything's good. Now what you're going to need to do is make a kind of like a triangle sort of thing right here. So just go like that. Yep. So now you have the little triangle area thing, and it'll make so much more sense once I start doing this. So now you can put it back, and your basic shape would be something like that. So you get two little triangles going inward this way, and you get your front, and then you get your back. So what you start doing once you completed this is actually start pinning it and use the iron on it, because it helps a lot. But what you need to do is fold in 3 times. So first, let's fold in the first one. I don't know if you can see it. Oh man, this is hard. Can you see it? Actually, I might do like this, so maybe it'll help. Yeah. The cat is very confused right now. It's laying at an angle now, okay? So it would help to have some pins with you right now, so you can pin it whenever you work on it. But I'm just going to demonstrate it really quick, so that way you get what I'm trying to say. So start with one side. You don't have to do both sides or anything. You can if you want. But you take the top part, make sure it's the front part, and the front is usually shorter than the back. So you take a piece and you fold it in like that. Fold it to right where the seam is, the middle seam is. And the fold's usually about, depending on how much fabric you have, I'm going to say for me about 1.5 inches or so. And make sure it's even on the other side too. So that's one fold. Again, this is where having an iron would help a lot, because it will keep that little fold line for you. So you know how you would make pleats? Like, it's the same concept. You just make little pleats pretty much. And then next one will be the same thing, but a little over. So we do that. Kat, what are you doing on my fabric? Silly cat. Okay, so that's your second pleats right there. Then you would fold in the third one. Okay, so that's your third pleats right here. So it'll be nice to, like, once you get all this down, iron it, make sure it saves your little pleats. And what you would do is actually pin it would be the wisest thing to do. I don't have any pins on me, so I'm gonna skip that section for now. Or, you know, you don't have pins, just get a needle and just sew across this, like hand sew it, just to keep it there for you. This is gonna be hard. But this is pretty much what the front will look like. I mean, if you have extra, feel free to keep pleating if you want. But pretty much this determines where it's gonna stop. So this is gonna be my first 3, and then I'm gonna do the same to the other side. After that, when you go to the back, if my cat would get off. Get off, cat. Get off. Off. Off, boy. Always has to be so harsh on him, you know? Anyways, this is the back. Same idea. Look. Of course, the back, as you can see, it curves in this way, and then it's also longer. So the back is a little different. Oh, goodness. What the hell was that? So mean. So freaking mean. Anyways. Oh my god. Okay. There's the back, right? The back, all you need to do, you're not going to pleat like 3 pleats like the other one to the front. The back, all you need to do is fold it in half until it meets the middle pretty much. And leave about, I would say from where this area is, leave about 1 inch to 1.5 inches to where you can sew them. So, and the back, it tends to have to, you can cross it, like go over this line a little bit like that. Then this one can go over this line a little bit like that. So that way, you get your seam right here, and then you get your 2 folds this way. So I don't know if you can see that, but it looks a little something like this. See? You see it? What's in here? What's in here? See, so kind of like that. But all you need to do is fold it into half, and then pin it whatever you want to keep it intact, and then sew it. And after that, I got lazy, so I'll continue this later. But get this done, and then what you're gonna need to do is cut a little triangle piece. Jesus, that cat is hyper. Whoa. Yeah. So you also need a long piece of. Should I just cut it right now? I'm kind of lazy. Oh, damn it. Okay. Let's do this while we're at it, right? Alright, let's see. Where's my front and where's my back? I can't tell. Okay. Well, looks like this is my front. This is my back. Okay, this is my back. Cool. So I'm just going to determine right now how big my little triangle piece is going to be. That's a little flap that goes in the back here. It's not a triangle. I think it's like a trapezoid. Or whatever shape it is. So one more. Fold in half. Leave about 1 inch. And there we go. And then overlap the line here for about 1/2 inch to 1 inch. Whatever you feel like. For me, I'm going to do like 1/2 inch or so. That's one. Okay, move, cat, move. Good, thank you. Same thing on this side. Except back this way a little bit. That looks about right. See, I don't measure anything. I'm kind of just eyeballing. I'm kind of like people who bake or cook for so long that they just eyeball everything. So this is how long I'm going to be, okay? So this is how long your little flat thing is going to be. I'm going to say about this big, just cause, you know. So what you need to do is, or what I like to do is, get a little fleece fabric, because that's what I like to use for, interface is the word, yes. I think it's called interface. I'm not sure. Whatever. I just have something thick in there so it can hold up the shape. So, that's my strong point. Yep. Just go from here to here, like that. Oh, I wonder. Yeah, over here. So about this big, okay? Keep up with me here. You're going to cut that piece for about, I'm going to say my little thing going to be this big. My piece is about 3 inch, 2.5 to 3 inch. So feel free to do that. So now what you're gonna do is pretty much just fold these two in half to get the accurate thing. Then cut the angle again. That's your angle. So now you have this little triangle piece thingy-majiggy. This is going to be traced onto this later, so you're going to have 3 pieces sewn together for the same color as this. This is just going to be in the inside to keep the shape on the back of your pants, or whatever. So, moving on. Yeah, when you cut it, just go like this. So now what you need is actually the things, the strings, belts, whatever, to tie around your hakama. Your hakama is the front is shorter, so all it needs to do is tie one in the back, really quick, just to leave it there. Am I sitting on your tail? I'm sorry. So anyways, so tie one in the back, really quick. The back one needs to be 3 times as long, so you can just wrap it around multiple times and finally you tie it in the front. And so, most likely, since I don't have enough fabric, I'm going to have to connect a lot of them, which is fine by me, I don't care. But this looks like it can just tie around my thing one time, so I'm going to have it about, I don't know, an inch and a half usually, but the front's not too picky with the front, so I say about an inch. And let's see if it works. Scare them away. Excellent. So, here's your front piece. It's going to go right in the front, of course, and then tie it in the back, and just leave that. It'll all make sense once I sew everything together, I promise you. For this one, you can have it 3 times as long if you want, or you can do it 4 times as long. It's all up to you. So I mean, if you're gonna do it 3 or 4 times as long, just make 3 more of these, connect them together, so that way 2 of these will be 1 strings. So that way from the back you'll be tying 1 round, maybe 2, 3, however fits your size. Like, it's up to you really. But for me, I'll probably do. Let's see, 1. Yeah, design measure. I'm gonna do about 4 just cause. So this was the front. Don't need to worry about that. You're gonna measure it. Remember, just nick it right here, and then move it to the next part. Nick it again, and then move it to the next part. Nick it one more time. So that's 3 more extra pieces. So what I'm going to do is connect 2 of these together and 2 of these together to get my long string in the back. That means I need an extra one, my bad. Let's do 1 more. Like, yeah. Yeah, you're messing up my measurement. Okay? You're messing it up. Just saying. So mean. Alright, get off. You need to get off, pal. Go. Over here. Come on. Over here. Ooh. There we go. Right. So that's 2. So that means you need 5 total if you're doing what I'm doing. Where'd it go? Shoot. Oh, there it is. I feel so strong. That hurt your ears? That hurt your ears, kitty? Okay. We got our piles of whatever. So later, honestly, all you have to do is like sew this together. Right here. So you sew from here down to here. So all the way, and then later you can just like loop it out, you know, like that. Or if you don't want to loop it out, you can fold these 2 together and then sew that together. But other than that, yep, that's pretty much it for the hakama. I will show you the result after I'm done with it, probably. But yeah, that's how you cut the pattern for the Hakama, and I really hope it helps you out. I will show you the result of what, more like the final version, just to see what we're talking about and how it came out and all that good stuff. And then I will explain more on the coveralls. Yeah. Once I got those sewn together, then you can see what the shirt looked like, and then I will then wear it, and then I'll be like, okay, well here's the collar, and that. And that's how I sew. I try it on as I go. So yeah, and there's my cat hogging his face again. Yeah, you. Look at his face, he hates me. You hate me? Do you hate me? Yeah, whatever. Alright, thanks for watching, everyone. I will see you in the next video, which is going to be showing you what's going to look like. And we're coming really close to the convention because it's next week. I'm also adding a new project to my list. I'm replacing Noctis, which I originally planned to wear to the convention. But instead of that, I went and saw Rise of the Guardians, and I really like Jack Frost. I'm actually adding him to my list. So most likely I'll be wearing Jack Frost either on the first day of the con or the last day of the con. So we'll see. Most likely the first day of the con. I'm not sure, but we'll see. But I've been working on him, and let me just go up and see that blue jacket over there. I've been working on that, and actually, I'll bring it over. Hey, Scott, you're coming with me. Oh, so creepy. See, this is the jacket, and I've been working on the ice part of it, and it actually sparkles. Yes, but mainly sparkles, not Twilight sparkles, okay? This is Frost sparkles. But yeah, I've been working on that. This is little everything here. So I'll get that working. The pants is gonna be I'm gonna add Frost on the pants as well. But yeah, let me know if you have any questions, and feel free to leave your comment and ask. I will try my best to answer the best that I can. Again, I'm not professional, but I'll try my best to help you in any way I can. So see you next time, everybody. Thank you for watching. Bye. Bye.